Hey kids, truck, car, spaceship. Hey kids, Rich here from Castles, Capes, and Clones podcast. Here for the first episode of the reboot of the No Name Cooking Show, which is now on the Castles, Capes, and Clones channel called Rich Dishes. What is Rich Dishes? What is any of us, really? So, Rich Dishes is the show where I make stuff So, Rich Dishes is the show where I show you how to make stuff still simple, but might not technically pertain to any Disney, Marvel, or Star Wars movie. But it could not. And also probably talk about some stuff that are completely random. Won't that be fun? What is on my mind today? Today is October 2nd. So whenever you're watching this, probably not October 2nd, unless you watch this years from now. And coincidentally, it's October 2nd. So that means Dia de los Muertos is coming up. And as I grew up in the Midwest, I really didn't know much about it. Until I came here to California. Really still didn't know much about it until I saw Coco. And who knows if I should base everything off Coco. But Coco is one of my favorite films from Pixar. Mostly because I'm a musician also. So I kind of relate to Miguel. Not the whole my father was murdered and stuff. Growing up in the Midwest, though, really didn't have a lot of great Mexican food. So for the longest time, what I ate was what I knew of Mexican food was Taco Bell. Nacho Bel Grande, Taco Bel Grande, Taco Grande. So a couple weeks ago, we had the news that Taco Bell is removing some of their beloved items from their menu. One of which is probably the thing I get 90% of the time when I go there, which is the Mexican pizza. How are you going to get rid of the Mexican pizza? What if it's late, I just want something? Mexican pizza always sounds good. But at some point, we're not going to have it. Until today, folks. Because I am going to show you how to make it. Now, okay, look. It's not going to be exact. It's actually kind of better. It does take a little bit of work. Only because there's a lot of components to it. First, you got to make the taco ground beef filling. Then you got to kind of prepare refried beans. Now, look. You can get it straight from the can. I'm getting it from the can, but I'm going to soup it up a little bit. But if you don't have to, you can just pop it in the microwave and Bob's your uncle. What I didn't do was actually make the flour tortillas because, one, my tortillas look like amoebas every time I make it, and they come out a little bit thick. For this recipe, you want them relatively uniform and kind of thin. So, also involves a bunch of different types of cooking. You're going to have your typical cooking in a skillet. You're going to cook the refried beans in a pot. You've got to deep fry the tortillas, and then you got to finish it in the oven. Which reminds me, I should preheat my oven to 400 degrees. All right, oven preheating, flux capacitor fluxing. Let's see what we need to make this, shall we? 1 pound of ground beef, 1 small or half a medium onion, some sliced jalapenos, some taco seasoning blend. You can either make your own or buy a packet from the store. Don't buy it from the store, make your own. Recipe on the description. And some taco sauce, because why not? For the refried beans, you're going to need a can of refried beans. Any brand will do. Taco Bell actually does make a brand, but I couldn't find it, so this will do. More taco seasoning, more taco sauce, and some sour cream. For the rest of it, some tortillas, enchilada sauce, and some cheese, shredded cheese. Yes, I know this has pizza, but whatever, it's fine. Don't at me about the pizza blend. First, we're going to dice up the onion. Cut it in half. You've probably seen me do this before, so we don't have to go too much in depth. Go. You want to take a couple of sliced jalapenos and also cut them up. So this is really up to you, how many you want to include. Could you use fresh? Sure. I just don't normally have fresh. Now be careful once you start handling jalapenos because, I mean, these are not super spicy, but you don't want this getting in your eye. You want to fine dice. You don't want chunks. At least I don't. If you want chunks, that's cool. Do you? Cool. All right, I'm gonna cook the filling. So get a skillet, put it on high, then add some avocado oil or whatever oil you have on hand. I'm fancy like that. I'm gonna go ahead and cook the onions and jalapenos. Yeah, add some salt and pepper. You always kind of want to salt and pepper or season when you cook every step of the way. Ensures even seasoning. You don't have to use gobs of it. A pinch here and there. It'll still be better than any kind of processed stuff. Says the guy using refried beans in a can. So once that's looking nice and translucent, you're gonna add your ground beef. Wink. So interesting enough, this is the first time I'm using this skillet. This is a skillet from Jeffrey Zakarian, the Iron Chef. So electric skillet, basically, it's pretty big, so I figured this would be good for the show. Because you can see everything, instead of looking at my dinky little burner over my shoulder. My only thing I foresee about this is that it's a really big surface area, so. But whatever, it works. Kind of wish I made my hamburger episode on this. Maybe I'll redo it. If you haven't watched it, you're missing out. It's a short rib, bacon, ground beef hamburger. Ground all together. All right, while it's still a little reddish, we're gonna go ahead and add some of the taco seasoning. If you're using a packet, use the whole packet. I just kind of eyeball it. I think it's about 2 to 3 tablespoons. Add just a little bit more. Lastly, I want to hit with some taco sauce. You know, this alone will taste better than Taco Bell. You know, Taco Bell actually sells refried beans and also their hot sauces, and I think also taco shells. So if you really want to get an authentic, quote unquote authentic Taco Bell dinner at home, you can look for their brands. Get whatever you like. They probably have their own taco seasoning too. Salt and pepper. If you're using a taco packet, they might already have salt and pepper in there, so unless it tells you, don't. All right, so that's done. We're going to transfer this to a bowl, and then we're going to work on our refried beans. So next, the refried beans. I'm actually going to use the same skillet to cook it because it's got oil and some of the flavor from it, so might as well incorporate it. What you can do actually is more oil. And then you're going to add your taco seasoning because you kind of want it to bloom in it. I see this thing is concave. It's cool though. I'm going to turn this down a scotch. This may have been too big of a skillet. Probably should just use the pot. It's fine. I'm also going to throw more hot sauce in here. Then I'm going to throw in some sour cream. You don't have to do any of this. You can just use it straight from the can. And I'm actually going to kill the heat. It's looking pretty good. So yeah, looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little taste, see if I need any more seasoning. Fantastic. Right, and let's stick this in another bowl, and then we're going to fry up our tortillas. So welcome to the Joshua Zakarian electric skillet commercial. Just kidding. So I have some oil. This is canola oil heating in this skillet thing because it's wide, and that's what you kind of want for these because you're heating up a tortilla flat. And you're only going to be heating this for about 20 to 30 seconds each side. And it's going to puff up and stuff. That's fine. Just let it cook and then put it on a, I have a wire rack on a baking sheet with a silicone mat on it, just for easy cleanup. But I'm going to put it on there, and then we're going to stick it in the oven. Well, no, we're going to let it kind of drain, and then we're going to build, and then we're going to stick it in the oven. You want your oil temperature to reach at least 350. Don't want to let it go more than 370. You definitely do not want it to go less, because then all that does is make the tortilla absorb the oil. So here we go. When you're putting these in away from you. 1, 2. You can see it's kind of puffing. It's 20 seconds. Deflate a little bit. So you don't want to get it too cooked. It might be a little bit too much. I'm going to do it for less next time. Away from you. That's it. Let it drain. I'm going to do 2 more because I'm going to make 2 of these. Cool. And 1 more. All right. And let these drain for a little bit, and then we'll assemble. All right, let's get to assembling. You want to take one of your tortillas, right, and then put down a layer of the refried beans. Now, you can layer on as much or as little as you want. At this point, really, it's up to you. All right, that's kind of good. Then you take your beef filling. You know, technically, you can use almost any other filling if you want. You want to make a ground chicken one, turkey. You actually want to use asada, carnitas, a vegetarian. Do some mushrooms, peppers. Same kind of thing. Same kind of seasoning. I'm sure it'll be delicious. Maybe one day I'll make one. To that, I'm going to add a little bit of cheese. Yes, I know it's pizza. Hey, it's pizza. It's pizza cheese. So there you go. Then we're going to top it with another tortilla. And this one, you know, put the enchilada sauce on top. Don't want to spill over. Sweet Christmas. And then we finish it off with some cheese. Now you can put tomatoes. I know traditionally there's tomatoes on Mexican pizza. I'm just not a big fan of raw tomatoes. So just cheese for me. But again, you do you. You can add whatever toppings you want, like any kind of pizza. More cheese for the cheese lovers. Cool. All right, I'm gonna put this aside and make a second one. So from what I've read, they're replacing all these things at Taco Bell with some like dragon fruit drink, because that's sweeping the nation. You know, like the only other thing I get at Taco Bell these days is the chalupa. So if they ever get rid of that, I guess Demolition Man was wrong and not every single restaurant will be Taco Bell. Next layer. Now's a good time as any. You should check out our other videos here on Castles, Capes, and Clones. Lauren's Adventures Out There. He does a show called Marvel Mavens where he talks about Marvel characters. I have a couple shows, Hyperspace Hijinks, where I do like travel-y stuff, toy hunting stuff, Lego builds, unboxing, give you a little bit of Star Wars lore, fascinating stuff. What am I doing? Cheese. Yeah. And we also do our podcast live every Thursday at 6:30 Pacific time. So come join us live, ask questions, sit back, relax, add us because you don't agree with our opinions. Just kidding, don't add us. All right, moment of truth. I'm gonna bake these for a little bit in my 400-degree oven for 10 minutes. So I'll see you back here in 10 or 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey Google, how much time is left?
You've got 1 minute and 31 seconds left.
It's really hot in this kitchen. So it's like a jillion degrees outside, and I've closed all the windows, turned off the air conditioner, and the oven's on. And I'm wearing layers. Just thought you'd like to know. Fun fact. Why are you crooked? You know, the fun part about doing a cooking show is doing one in a very confined space. You don't really have that many options. So this is going to be almost exactly the same. It's done. Hold that thought. Where are my oven mitts? Oven mitt time. Oh man. Oh man. Okie doke. So let's put this over here for now. Might have cooked it too long. That's okay. So maybe 7 minutes is about good. But the proof is in the pudding. Pudding. That's a different company. Wachong. Let's get this one. Stick it on here. Nice, nice. Should I cut it open? You want to see it? Okay. Come here closer. Too close. Oh, I shouldn't cut it on this plate. There you go. All right. Cut it down the middle. smells awesome. Burn my hand. It's a little cross section. How's that look? Pretty good, right? I'm totally not going to put this in my mouth right now because it's super hot. But I will take a fork. Come here, fork. Just. So what if it's from my cutting board? They're really hot. Don't go back to Taco Bell. Do this. It's amazing. It tastes so familiar, yet at the same time it tastes elevated. You know? And I'm sure if you knew how to make refried beans and enchilada sauce, it probably tastes even more amazing. So take that, Taco Bell. You can keep your dragon fruit smoothie drink thing. You know, I should probably make a chalupa because I feel like that's next, because why not? All right, kids, thanks for watching. Do this, really, do this. It's amazing. You will thank me and love me forever and name children after me, or your dog, or your cat, or your pet pig, whatever. It's cool. I don't know. Rich is not that great of a... Anyway. Taco Bell Mexican pizza. Recipe in the description below. If you like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We got a whole bunch of stuff. We talk about Disney, Star Wars, Marvel content almost daily. So it's October, which means at the end of the month, The Mandalorian comes out, which also means Lauren, myself, and our friend Tom will be back doing a live podcast about the show. Don't want to miss it. And then when WandaVision comes out, we'll do something then. And when all the other Marvel movies or shows come out, we'll do one again. And then when you get the picture. A lot of stuff. We're going to talk a lot. Unless you hate my voice, then I'm sorry. But seriously, it's fun. Join us. Remember to visit us on our website at castlescapesandclones.com. And thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side.